Hi everyone, Glennie D and Miss B.
Guess who's in charge today? Me! This is a big shout out to Ron, one of our fabulous teachers based in the US. He has a really interested student by the name of Tiffany in unicorns. And so we are going to look at drawing a mechanical unicorn today, which I'm so excited about. I'm so excited that I made Glennie D let me draw the unicorn.
And a fantastic job. I see you've got a starting point here, Miss B.
Yep.
Which is almost the centre of the page, maybe a little bit to the left.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by drawing a cube. Like we so often start by drawing a cube, don't we?
Yep, the 3 steps. Great.
Yep. Second step. And then we flip the splat. Yep.
So somewhat inspired by Lego.
Yes, so this is a Lego-based design that we found that we thought would be a really great basis for the design.
I like the way you're adding the cubes one under the other. That makes less leveling out.
So it's just like a tower of 3 cubes. And then we're going to move off to the right.
Okay.
So I'm going to add another 3 cubes. This part is I'm only actually adding the section that you can see.
Right. So we finish that line at the yes.
Yes.
And we're going to end up with an L shape, I'm guessing.
Exactly.
So 3 by 3.
Oh, Glennie D, you're all over this.
Well, you're all over this, Miss B. This is great.
So, yeah, I just place another cube on the end. I'm going to flip that splat over in a moment and then put the top on to that final cube. So it's just like stacking Lego.
Okay, so the far edge is there.
Mm-hmm.
And what's next?
Okay, so now what I need to do is create the snout.
Okay, so like the front of the head.
Yeah,
Snout.
the head.
This is a unicorn. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of lines there. It looks...
Now you've got me worried. Maybe they don't call it a snout on a horse. I'm not sure. I'll have to check my technical... But it's not a horse, it's a unicorn, right?
Looks like you're adding the eye here.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going in and adding the eye.
Right, so you put that right in the centre of that face.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Great.
And then what I'm
what's
going
this?
to... Well, I'm going to add the unicorn horn here.
Okay, that's the centre.
So this is the base.
the
So
base.
it's a little bit like a...
It's like a
cone.
cone.
I've got no words this afternoon.
I'm just amazed watching this appear in front of me. Okay, so then you're joining up the...
It's not every day that I get
vertex.
to teach you something. So I'm enjoying this, yes. And then I'm going to erase some of the lines.
Uh-huh. Goodness, you're moving there.
Well,
think this
few
is-
technical tricks there. And so now what I'm doing is adding in a nice smile. So I've gone halfway along that line, bottom line of the cube, and now I've drawn in a smile. And you see that come to life more when I colour it in, but it's just giving a little bit of depth there. So now I'm putting in the nostrils. Yeah.
Oh, I see the way you've lined up the smaller lips in that isometric line.
Yep. And now I'm just moving that back so I can give them a bit of depth.
Cool.
Ears, very important.
Okay, so you've
So
gone
the
up.
unicorn can hear me calling.
Yes.
To bring
important.
rainbows
Yeah, well, we're going to robotise this one,
and
aren't you?
peace to
So
the
you
world.
Sorry. We're just following your draw here. So you've drawn a triangle at the end there, you've made it into a prism.
Yep. Now I'm going to split it. Sometimes it's easier to do
Okay.
a larger shape and then split that. So now I'm going to split that.
To the 2 ears, right?
Yes. And I'm just going to rub out those lines, and then I'm just going to curve the edges. Now you could really taper off the ears if you wanted to. I'm giving
Nice
a bit
little
of depth.
detail there. Yeah, that looks like it's overlapping now.
And then I'm just going to
Bit of
draw them in.
freehanding.
Yeah, if you don't want them to look like 2 mobile phones stuck on your unicorn's head, you could actually give them a little bit of shape at the top, taper that in. Now what I'm doing is putting the mane on, so the mane of the unicorn. Constantly repeating that isometric line.
Oh, and now joining the
And then
end of the
joining,
line
yes.
to those points that you made down there. Great.
And we're going to go back with the opposite, so the left-hand side of the splat, and give it some depth to the mane.
Okay.
So they're actually the blocks that were
Great.
sticking on the back
Nice
of
draw,
the
Miss
unicorn's
B.
head. Thank you.
Oh, I like your cutting line. That really makes it pop.
Okay, so now the tail. Now you can do a tail swinging down, or you can do a tail just flat out of the back
Right,
of
so
your
you're starting
unicorn.
off with the block. This is like a basic short on the left, longer on the right.
Yes, following the same concept of a cube, but we're creating a rectangular prism
Yep.
using those splat lines. And I'm just going to put the top on now. It can overlap.
Okay.
I've really looked at using a rectangular prism there to create a guideline. As I can show you here, you could make that into any shape.
So you're freestyling here. Yeah, it could bend around and go downwards. But you've got yours going up. Okay, so you're showing us 3 points here, and you're dropping
Legs,
Okay,
which are
so
just really cylinders.
this is how we start the legs. So we're dropping 3 lines down here. Yeah, from those points. You're lining up the ellipse, the edge of the ellipse to the bottom of that line.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the bottom of the leg. Cool.
Yep. And so really we need to shade and give that a bit of depth, but I'm going to go along and add that ellipse.
So you're repeating the same thing?
Yes. Again,
Okay.
on each leg, and then connect it to the...
Upwards.
the body of the unicorn.
So those look great. And back legs, same thing again.
Yeah. Now we just have to be slightly mindful of the fact that we won't see the 4th leg completely. It's hidden under there. And just make sure that it's slightly shorter than the leg in front. As you can see, I don't drop that line down very far before I use the ellipse to
Yeah,
finish
nice
off.
overlapping again there, Spec.
So it gives that
that is
feeling of
cute.
depth. Yeah.
What's happening here?
Oh, I'm putting the hoofs on. Magic hoofs. I'm going to colour them purple later.
Magical horse. Great.
I'm going to go away and I'm going to work with you, Glennie D.
Yes.
And we're going to put some wires and mechanisms into our unicorn. So
What?
we're actually going to explode our unicorn.
I can't wait to see that.
Like how you can actually cut your unicorn in half and explode it so that you can show the internal mechanisms. Amazing.
I'm more amazing. Wait.